Wow. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. This is Morning Musings. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute. Just reading some really powerful stuff here from the Apostle Paul having to do with the new creation. And I'm sharing with you some thoughts on ethics and eschatology and the question, how should we then live? A commonly lodged objection to covenant eschatology is, in the New Testament, ethics were based upon eschatology. The coming of the Lord is at hand, live like this. And so the objection sometimes is stated, if the Lord came in AD 70, then there's no other ground, no continuing ground for eschatology, or ethics. And as I've shared with you, I think that's a gross misunderstanding of the very nature of eschatology in the first place. Eschatology is covenantal. It is not historical. That is, it's the end of one covenant, a covenant that could not give life and righteousness, versus the coming in of a covenant that does give life and righteousness. It is not the end of time and the introduction of a timeless, worldless existence off of planet Earth. Okay. Now, everyone agrees on the following point. That is, that both Old Covenant and New was anticipating the arrival of the new creation, the new heaven and the new earth. Isaiah 51, Isaiah 65 and 66. Behold, I create a new heaven and a new earth. Now, there's so much to say on this, but I've got to try to keep this short. In the New Testament, we see that the new creation had broken into the old. Paul could already write in 2 Corinthians chapter 5:17, if any man is in Christ, he is a new creation, not a new creature. That's probably not the best translation, but a new creation. In other words, what had been predicted under the old covenant was now being not only reiterated, but now being realized. It wasn't finished, it wasn't completed. Paul could say that neither circumcision nor uncircumcision avails anything, but a new creation. Galatians chapter 6, 15 and following. Now, when we talk about this new creation, the new creation that was coming had not yet fully arrived. Revelation chapter 21, the new heavens, new earth, the new Jerusalem coming down from God out of heaven, okay? So it had broken in. They were waiting for it. So Paul is preparing the first century people for life in that new creation. Look at Ephesians chapter 4, which has a parallel of Colossians chapter 3, by the way. Paul wrote to the Ephesians and he said, "This I say therefore, and to testify in the Lord, that you should no longer walk as the Gentiles walk, in the futility of their mind, having their understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness of their heart, who being past feeling, have given themselves over to lewdness, to walk or to work all uncleanness with greediness. But you have not so learned Christ, if indeed you have heard of him and been taught by him, as the truth is in Jesus." Now watch this. "That you put off concerning your former conduct the old man, which grows corrupt according to deceitful lust, and that you be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that you put on the new man, which was created according to God in true righteousness and holiness." Do you see what Paul's doing here? They were living in a period of time that, just as we shared with you in Romans 13, they were anticipating the arrival of the day. They were anticipating the arrival of the new creation. Here, before the full arrival of the new creation, Paul says, put off the old man. Now, Paul is dealing here with Adamic imagery. They have been in Adam. And their life in Adam was resulting in death and unrighteousness. But now they're coming into Christ, the second Adam. And Christ, the second Adam, was performing a work in them, Philippians chapter 1, 6 and following, which he would bring to perfection on the day of the Lord. Same text. That work was to take them out of Adam, put them into Christ, and create them as a new creation, not taking them off of earth, but rather putting aside these things of the old man and putting on the things of the new man. So how does Paul describe the new man? Well, notice again that he wants them, according to Colossians chapter 3, he wants them to put off fornication, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, covetousness, which is idolatry. And he says, I want you to be made in the image of the one who created him, that is, Christ. The new man is to be the opposite of the old. Well, what's the old? Fornication, uncleanness, lying, deceit, adultery, etc., etc. Put that off. Put on the new. Put off the old Adam. Put on the new Adam. Now remember, the old creation was life on earth, living the life in Adam of rebellion against God. The new creation was to be the antithesis of that. The antithesis of fornication would be sexual purity. The old man was lying. The new man would be, let every man speak truth to his neighbor. Ephesians chapter 4. So once again, the focus of eschatology was on the arrival of the new man, the full arrival of the second Adam, and being created in the image of him. Do you notice the Adamic language here? Created in the image of Adam, who sinned and died. Corruption, sin, death. They're to be created, we are to be created in the image of the second Adam. The image of righteousness and holiness. The image of God restored. Again, not taken from earth, not the end of time, not the end of human relations, but putting off the old man and a certain way of living on earth, and the putting on of the new man and a certain way of living in the new man, after the image of the new man. This is how we should live. Hey, thanks so much for joining me. Hey, don't forget, if you've got a suggestion for a theme or a topic you'd like for me to develop here on Morning Musings, be sure to contact me, send me an email. And don't forget also, a lot of the things that I've been developing here and sharing with you in these segments are to be found in my book, The Elements Shall Melt with Fervent Heat. Go to my website, BibleProphecy.com or eschatology.org. It'll be back live very, very shortly. Order the book. Mention that you saw the offer on YouTube or Facebook. I'll refund your shipping, okay? Got to mention that you saw the offer on YouTube or Facebook. So, again, thanks so much for joining me for this morning's Morning Musings. We'll see you on the flip side. You have a great day.